We are so pleased and delighted to have you here today. The reason we are here is to make sure that you have the information that you need. We have a responsibility as Eco Project to make sure that we engage with as many local companies as possible so that every opportunity that comes, you are the first beneficiaries. And information is power. The first 100-kilometer pipes already in East Africa, and that makes us excited to know that we are ready to start.
We are well aware that the issue of national content is rooted in the National Oil and Gas Policy of 2008, specifically Goal 7, which is to do with national participation. Actually, it is only in oil and gas that such conferences happen, where all information is released to people so that you are able to participate responsively when we roll out these opportunities.
There's been a lot of sensitization about the requirements. We've held a number of regional engagements. We've held a number of different players talk about UNOC. We're always in Hoima talking about what is coming. This has been going on for over 2 years. So I think the onus is on us as Ugandans. Much as the opportunities are there, we also have to express interest and prepare. The message from PAU has always been prepare, prepare, prepare. And how do you prepare? Seek for information, engage, and find out.
The plan is early 2024. EOIs will go out for these services, catering and camp maintenance. You have first-hand information, really. So I encourage you to prepare. When the EOI is released, since we have you registered, we'll also further share that with you, but keep an eye on our ECOP website.
If you don't meet standards, you're likely not in the business that you're supposed to be in. UNBS does precisely only 4 things: standardization, quality assurance, metrology, and testing. And that's what gives us the role as a government agency. The rest of the 3 other items that I've mentioned only are able to be undertaken if there's an available standard. So we try to find a fine balance between not being overly restrictive, but at the same time allowing goods and services to actually flow as much as possible, as long as the consumers of the products are actually protected. So we start from that point, but we don't lose sight of the fact that at the end of the day, when we actually develop a standard, it should be for a purpose. And that purpose is actually what we actually provide in the available standard. We are happy to note that in Uganda, we have robust quality infrastructure in terms of testing infrastructure. And in fact, it's one of the biggest food safety laboratories in East and Central Africa. In catering as a service, I will be interested in looking at whatever you actually be able to do until the food gets onto the table of someone who's actually going to consume it. Because when we're auditing systems, we're focusing on what you do to actually meet the product and not the product itself.
What is required of the contractor, the catering firm? Is it the qualification of the staff?
The speaker was assuming that you have designed and built those kitchens according to international standards or the standards that you require. So they were wondering what standards you require of them. Is it just the standard to train their staff, prepare the food, or do you again require them to meet the standards regarding the kitchen utensils?
If I'm buying pineapples from you and you're the supplier, it is you, the supplier, to meet the standard for the pineapples. So me as a buyer, I'm requiring that you actually meet the standard. So the buyer at that stage is actually not meeting any standard. It is the person who is supplying the good that actually meets the standard. So if you're a hotel and you have a kitchen and people are supplying you salt, garlic, onions and everything, it is the suppliers who actually meet the standards before they actually supply you those products.
You have a camp of about 400 people. 400 people means 1,200 meals per day. 1,200 meals per day means 8,400 meals per week. So, to be able to supply this, you need, just being able to fry a good omelette is not enough as a caterer. You actually need to be a project manager. it's important for us as local content and local service providers to be careful, especially when we are looking at some of these contracts, and then to begin to forge partnerships. Partnerships with companies that have done this before is crucial because they will already have the infrastructure. It's just a matter of moving infrastructure instead of incurring capex, which you already do not have or which is priced highly. So let us be humble enough to accept what we cannot manage and be willing to learn.